Hi guys, I want to share with you just another little junk journal that I put together this morning. Now this one has got moths and butterflies. It's another single signature, but the entire cover is made from tea bags and white gesso and tissue paper. And what I've done, I've layered it up like a set of scales. Let's get inside. The binding here that I've dyed is with avocado. I had some avocado skins and I had literally boiled them to get the colour out, and I'd frozen the actual avocado juice because that way delayed the process. And what I've done is done some avocado dyeing, and I just thought this is really nice, the pink to go with the beautiful blues. So let's bring this up. It's work in progress in the respect of I've done this very quickly. I've started this morning and had it completed by this afternoon. The actual journal cover, as you can see, has got a beautiful, lovely distressed appearance. And what I've done is I've just folded over the round tea bags. Now I'm really an advocate for using up some of my products that I've got inside my stash. So I've recently received a beautiful, lovely letter from my friend in Finland, and she enclosed some vintage ephemera, and this particular letter is some of her ephemera, so I can't read what it says, but I just thought that is beautiful to put inside this little journal. I've got here all these copies of some of the wonderful portraits that I have in my collection, and it's just something that brings it back all across the country here in the UK. So this one comes from Torquay. I'm probably at least 3 hours drive from Torquay. I've got some tags that I've made here out of, I've just cut, these are from old postcards, and I've just cut them and added them and distressed them with coffee, and they just tuck nicely behind here. We've got some nice scrapbooking paper, and this has been in my collection from the beginning, and this is something I wanted to use. And the stain in here is tea bags. I didn't use any distressing other than just take a wet squeezed tea bag over the paper. Again, we have now Bangor, another one from Wales. This would have been on the back of a portrait of a picture. We've got Jane Austen here. I'm very lucky. I'm fortunate. I'm quite close to Jane Austen, and I do tend to collect a lot of the pamphlets. So the images you see here is her last home in Chawton, and this is a black and white photograph, and these are just taken from pamphlets. I've got this little tag here that's come to me in the post, and I've also used some old newspaper. This dates back to the 1910, and it's just saying about a special notice. And I've just got this one printable from Artie Mays and the Jane Austen, which is in my collection. And what I've done at the back is just use a plastic stencil and a colouring pencil to add a little bit more decoration before I actually print it onto the paper. I'm not going to tuck this in, I'm going to move on. So as I said, I completed this. The actual journal cover I completed last weekend, but I wanted to actually make the bits and pieces for this little book today, and so I just looked around. I was unpicking an old vest top of mine which had this trim. Originally I had it so it was actually outside the book, but I decided to turn it into a tuck spot. And here we have one of the images which would have had one of these on the back. So this is just a nice lovely image of this lady that's going to go enclosed in this journal. Yet again, another one of the horticultural postcards which has been coffee stained up. So you'll see a lot of scrapbooking paper, some of my vintage items from my collection, and yet again a photograph that's been gifted to me. And we've just got some sewing here, some fracking paper, and I'm just trying to use up some of the scraps. Here Here we've got another book page, and I've just put a decoupaged a little moth on the left hand page and then put a napkin on to the right, and this is a glassine bag that I received in the post, and inside I've just tucked one of my lovely decorative tea bags, and I just thought that went in quite nicely as a little add-on. Done some stamping, done some fussy cutting, and here we have some butterflies and moths, and this is the centre of the little journal. And I've used dental floss yet again to actually sew in the signature. We've got some vintage bus or coach little tickets here. I was able to collect them from a charity shop, and so I purchased as many packets as I could find at the time. This is the wonderful glassine bag, and it's just got some lovely wonderful stamping on already. We have a tea bag again here that's been gessoed, and I've used some colouring, some watercolour pencils, and then I've just done some inking around the outside and put a lovely stamp in the centre of this teapot. Got an old playing card and just another little piece of ephemera here. Southern Railway, because I live down the south of England, and from Waterloo I can quite easily get to Waterloo to London within 45 minutes, and that's from London to Wilton. We've just got a little bit of fabric at the top there, and we've got other pieces of ephemera that I've been gifted. Back to some sewing ephemera, we've even got the eyelet still here, and another one of those coach tickets. And I've just done more stamping. Again, more images from my collection. Just fussy cut this lovely lady over the top of this measuring tape. More ephemera, and this could be used as a tuck spot. I've got a postage stamp, and I thought that went so well with the nice light pink. Back to the old lace that was on one of my tops. I've got some gift wrap here that I've turned into a little envelope. And I just love the fact it's Ainsley, and we've just got beautiful china that matches this particular gift wrap in my home. I've done some stamping of some leaves, so I've just layered up some leaves here on book pages just for interest. That could be used as a tuck spot. And one of my vintage photographs of this lovely lady on a bicycle just going round a park. And this is backed onto that vintage letter, and again another backing from an old photograph from Southampton, which is much closer to me. And then we've just got this empty tuck spot, the back of the tea bags, and that brings us to the end of this lovely little miniature journal. The journal measures 6.5 by 3.25 inches, and it's just wonderful as a little one to go in your purse or handbag. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to bring you more journals along this line very soon. Bye bye.